Boom.
Boom.
Man, why is it that now that I said that, I have to clear my throat?
Baby.
That sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up, man?
Boy, we were back with it, Sal.
We are, indeed. We don't have a guest, but
That's
it's okay.
fine.
It's okay. We have a treat.
It's an episode full of treats, apparently.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the most amazing ones we've had as well.
I think so, too.
100%.
1,000%.
Welcome, everybody, to...
Our amazing show.
Before I start with anything that I gotta say, because I had something pop up in my head right now that really triggered me.
Triggered you?
It did.
Oh, that's not good.
And it's not like the transgender stuff.
Okay.
It's not the gays either.
Okay.
It's idiots at the ATM.
Oh no, not the ATM.
That don't know what the hell, how much money they want to get, or if they even want to take out any money at the ATM.
You would think you should know that before you play the game.
Definitely. Before you play, you should know what you're playing for.
Do you always win?
No.
Makes sense.
I don't always win. But I always know what I'm playing for and why I'm playing the game. No. I literally pulled up, and there's this SUV that is just parked there, right?
Shouldn't be parked
Like,
there.
he's just parked. I pull up and I literally even like look at my watch. Like, I'm like, this dude's hand's not out.
He's just chilling.
It's not out and like clicking buttons or like kind of like just waving it around to see what will happen. No, this dude's just chilling in the freaking car. And it literally took about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Mind you, 10 seconds before something happened. That is entirely way too many seconds for somebody to be at an ATM.
How many seconds does it take you?
Probably about 10 for the whole thing. Like, pull up, put the card, do the number thing, get what I'm getting, gone. That's like 10 seconds total.
I don't feel like that's 10 seconds. I feel
No,
like,
it is.
I feel like it's way more than 10 seconds.
No, I'm fast. I'm fast.
You sure?
Yes,
Nice.
100%. I am Quicksilver.
I'm about to test you.
Sure. Just do like a recording and just put it on the show. Just like, hey, this is how long it took Sal to get money out of the ATM.
Hey, that's a good idea. I like that idea.
It is, right?
I like that.
We can try it.
We should.
So, finally, this freaking idiot, and then they start like they're pushing the buttons, and then I can see them go to their phone and make a call. Like, I'm guessing they're asking whoever they're taking out money for. Oh, hey, how much money did you want me to take out? Because I don't know how much you wanted me to take out. Oh, you wanted $20? I can't do $20.
Hey, man, maybe they don't got the funds, son. They got to double check, man. You know, everyone's different.
That's fine, but you got to at least have 20 in the bank if you're going to go get some money.
Not everybody has 20. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then you shouldn't go to the ATM because all you getting is 20 minimum.
Not everybody wins at the game, Sal.
So you shouldn't even be playing.
He probably thought he had enough, and, you know.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility.
And Sancho spent it on something.
That's a possibility, man.
It is a possibility.
But anyways, that's what triggered me right now.
You know what grinds my gears?
Hmm.
There should be a new segment. Grind my gears.
Grind my gears.
Grind everyone's gears.
.com.
Is that a porn site?
It could be.
Actually,
it sounds possible.
It could be. I feel like
somebody. Anybody out there, please
give us.
Go right now to the phone and do grindmygears.com, .net. It's not .org for sure.
No, not org.
At that point, you're buying people. Yeah, I'm positive.
Don't do that. It's traffic. Everyone's number one hatred. I'm coming over here, right? You know, I'm in traffic, you know, because you live.
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about human trafficking. And I was about to ask, are there red lights, yellow lights, and green lights for that?
Why would I talk about human trafficking? I mean, yeah, that grinds my gears too, but no, that's the specific topic. Geez. So it's driving.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was some. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
You still think about the ATM guy, aren't you?
I am.
That's not. Don't do that, man.
Bastard.
Get away from him.
Jesus.
Anyway, so what really grinds my gears is when, you know, you're driving in traffic, right? And I thought about this today on the way up here because you live too far. You need
I do.
You need to move somewhere closer.
And there's crackheads up here.
That's far out.
And meth labs.
Wow.
I'm almost convinced. Prostitution is going on for sure.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Not the best either. But
you got to go into the city for that.
yeah.
So there's just so much traffic. I would have been here sooner.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic was crazy. Three different parts of the freeway. You get to going real good, then you have to stop. And this is what bothers me, right? So you're moving, you're cruising, you sitting there, dozing off because you're bored, and you just cruising along, chewing along the freeway, and then you finally get to the end of it, and you finally get to go free, and about a minute goes by, and you start thinking, well, what the hell was the traffic for? Where did it all start at? There was nowhere to start. Some people just driving stuff for no freaking reason.
Rubberneckers.
I guess.
And you know what they're rubbernecking at?
Rubber ducks.
Nothing.
That's true.
Literally nothing. They're just like, oh, hey, look at that tree.
Or when there's a car stopped on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You ain't going to stop. Just keep going.
They're like looking at this car stopped on the side of the road like if they're going to help the person. Like, dude, you're not going to help. Just keep it moving.
If you know you're not going to help, just keep it going.
It's like you're just taunting at that point. If you're just like, hey, you need some help? Man, that sucks.
If you need some help.
I hope you get it.
You need some. Yeah, my tire fell out. I need some help. If I didn't have to be somewhere in 10 minutes, I would definitely get out and help you. Unfortunately, I'm just going to stare at you and take a picture.
I just noticed something on my screen. I'm going to move that before something happens.
Oh. Yeah, move the cursor. We don't want nothing to happen to that.
Yeah, before something there happens, let's put it over here.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, what I was going to tell you.
What? Look,
aside from the rant.
My OCD is kicking in.
We have to pour into the glass right now.
Why?
And this is why. Look.
Let me see. I'm curious. Can you reach it?
Give him a little something. Give him a little something to.
Can you reach it? I'm worried about your height.
My height is not it's bad, right?
Yeah.
But I have a good wingspan for sure.
So you're like
my arm. Look at this. Like that's a good wingspan right there. Yeah.
I guess. Let me see. What's so special about this?
Well, first we gotta try it
straight.
Gotta try it straight. You want to try it? You don't want to try it straight?
I mean, I'll take a sip of it straight. I don't really like liquor straight, but
sure. Take a sip.
I'll take a sip. Oh God, no! I reach.
See, look at my wingspan. It's awesome.
Then again, my stomach was preventing me from, but so it's okay. I'm working on that. Not really.
That's good. Oh, okay. No, never mind. That's not good.
that's really not good. But hey, I have dreams.
It's good.
Everybody needs a dream, Sal.
Hey. Now wait a minute here. Did you take a sip?
No, I didn't take a sip. Should I?
Listen, not yet.
Okay.
No, listen. Happy 1 year anniversary.
1 year
to our podcast.
Yes, to this month. I don't know exact day, but this month is the 1 year month of us doing this.
I looked at our first video that we posted, and it already says 1 year.
Wow.
So,
who knows what day it was?
Happy anniversary to us.
Yep.
Thank you for those of y'all who have stuck along for the ride and
for the nonsense.
Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense
in
here.
Crazy.
I don't know half of what I'm saying up here most of the time. Cheers.
Great.
Oh, that's soft.
Oh, that is good.
Oh, that's soft and tasty.
Dude, you can't taste the alcohol.
You really can't.
You can't, dude. Oh, wait, it's burning.
Yeah, now it's burning for sure.
That's good though.
But pour in some Coke. Get you some Coke up in there.
I think I'm gonna hold off on the Coke though.
Just a little bit.
I think I'm gonna just sip on it. I think.
Cool.
If we do a next one, then I got a long drive, Sal, so I can't.
For sure, yeah. And I'm not.
Unless you don't want me sleeping on this table.
No, well, I don't. No, I don't want you doing that. And
Why
I'm not trying to get hammered either.
Why?
It's tiring.
You're here.
Yeah, but I'm old.
You're not that old.
No, but I'm kind of old.
How old are you?
35. 35.
You act like you're 25.
I don't know. I don't even know. So I did take a test.
I'm gonna have to get a bottle of this, Sal.
For sure. I took a test on how old my soul is.
You took one of them?
Yeah.
What did it say? 65.
It's amazing.
What?
Because it said that my soul is no longer even in this dimension. It's somewhere else.
Where you at?
I don't know. I'm looking for me. I am searching for myself.
Man, that's nice.
And I don't even need to go hiking or to like a mountain or some kind of trail for that, or like somewhere out there in Africa.
Oh God, that's so good. You know, I don't drink liquor straight, especially was it a whiskey, or that is good.
So I think I remember speaking about this on the last podcast that I'm very big on when it's new liquor to me. So like, you know, the hard liquor, right? Whiskey, the bourbon, vodka, rum, that all that good jazz. I like to taste it straight first, so that I know, you know, what the taste is.
Man, that is good.
Best cheapest whiskey I have ever bought.
Old Crow.
No.
Okay.
What is Old Crow?
Dude, you could burn the warts off a hog's ass with that.
So then that's probably not something I want to be drinking. No, because, you know, typically if you buy like cheap alcohol, it's never good tasting, and you never end up like good at the end of the day or the night, whatever. Like you're close to death for sure if you're buying like cheap alcohol and drinking it straight or just drinking it in general. But this whiskey was a maple whiskey called Buckshot.
Buckshot.
And it was literally $5 for the 750, and it was a glass bottle. Best freaking maple whiskey I've ever had in my life. And it would not leave you like feeling terrible after you drank. No, it was top notch whiskey for $5. They either don't make it anymore, or they don't sell it, or it got probably like bought by like another company, and that company just named it something else, and
they canceled it.
You know, or they canceled it. They're canceling everything today
because of the maple somehow.
Yeah, they're canceling everything today. So, you know, that's just how it goes. We got to stay hydrated too.
Little sips are.
Yeah, you got to take little sips.
You can't chug it, Sal.
I mean, you could.
You could, but
it's probably not the best idea to do that.
Especially if you drive an hour away from here because you refuse to, you know, live anywhere else but out here. So
I mean, maybe I'm thinking about moving. Maybe get out of being this far.
Where are you and Coda Black going to?
Maybe somewhere towards the 45 side.
Okay.
Maybe a little, just a little bit further down.
That cuts like 30 minutes off of my route. So
yeah, we can, you know, more time. So
yeah. This is a nice little neighborhood, though.
Oh, I like it.
You're nice and secluded. That's a pond. You're too far away. You're secluded from everything, though.
The only thing is the HOA here, they're dicks.
You have, of course, you have.
And HOA. They need to get like literally.
What's the point of the HOA? That's another thing that grinds my gears. Okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know you just
I do it often.
I know
to you, so it's okay.
So this is what grinds my gears about the HOA, right? Is what is their purpose in the neighborhood? They absolutely do nothing but harass you over the stupid shit around your house. It's your house. If you want to make it a desert themed front yard, you do whatever the hell it is you want. You bought the son bitch. They didn't buy it for you.
So the supposed idea behind HOA is that they're supposed to help to keep the neighborhoods aesthetic and
they're doing a horrible job.
You know, they're the energy positive and everything looking great.
That's stupid.
I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever, because I'm literally paying you every year to harass me about why my yard is not being cut.
So here's the thing, right? So this is what I say. So our grass, before my brother started watering it, was dry. Just like your front yard, but you need some work on that. But
that's not even grass. Those are Tostito chips.
That's hay. It's Texas snow.
And I got the freaking sprinklers on, bro. But
you must not have them long enough.
I don't. I really don't, because I'm not paying that ridiculous. I thought maybe the little bit I had it for would work.
No.
Apparently, it's not doing.
It's really not. What's wrong with you?
I should just turn it off. One of these days, I'm going to open the door headed to work, and it's going to be like flames. Like, it's just going to be fire outside.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Before I forget. Was they send letters to everybody, right, in the neighborhood. And they tell us, and I'm sure other houses too, is that, oh, do something with your grass. You know, pretty much do something with your grass. It looks ugly. It's like, okay, we'll change this heat. Change the sun. Yeah. You know, bring in rain. What the hell you want us to do about it, you know? So I was like, that's you know, that's my thing. It's like I do absolutely nothing. You know, the little things they think they say they're gonna do, they don't do it, or just pointless or useless to the neighborhood. You know, like they built a playground in our neighborhood, but there's so many rules and regulations to use it, right? You got to get with them. You got to get with the time. You got to get a code. And then at the same time, you got to go and use it. And it's like there's a certain amount of people that could go in there and use it. So it's like, what's the point of even having it? You know, don't do it. We don't need it. You know, that's just my little soapbox.
Hey guys, we got the third mic figured out.
Oh, okay. We completely went off something. Okay, that's cool.
It's because I was looking at the mic and it was catching my attention. It's just so shiny. But yeah, yeah, dude. It's basically they're just thieves. They're like authorized thieves. It's pretty much all that it is. And because when shit hits the fan, they're not gonna do anything.
No.
It's like, hey, well, this is your job to do. Oh, well, no. And that's pretty much it. It's like, okay, well, that's great. Thanks. But yeah, man, this in case I don't know if y'all can see it, but I don't know if I never knew if I was pronouncing it right. I read it as Glenmorangie.
Who knows?
But this is a glass that I got. Both of them are from a gift set.
Oh, nice.
And it's from a whiskey that is aged for 2 years, and then after it's aged 2 years, then they age it another 1 year in a wine barrel. I was telling you that earlier.
Were you? I don't know.
I was. Just thought maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe drink enthusiasts or whatever, they wanted to know, hey, what's that glass?
They're
probably didn't care, but whatever.
Then they're going to tell you, why are you drinking that Jim Beam apple inside a glass like that? They're going to be really mad when I put Coke in it.
And then I'll say, because I fucking can.
That is true, though. You did buy it.
I bought it.
You did.
And so then I'm allowed to do what I want with it.
Yeah.
And sure.
Where were we going with that? I have no idea.
I had no idea. But
I like this. I like it. It's just us two, because then we just don't know what to do.
we don't. But
We don't. What?
But we do have a special little something for our viewers today that we kind of been working on. And we just got it sorted out today because, that's just how we do it.
Because you procrastinated again and waited till the last minute to test it.
All the time. But it's okay because today we got started earlier.
We did.
And so we're good.
I would have been here earlier if it wasn't for that stupid traffic.
I know.
God damn it, Sal.
And I could, and today I think I could literally probably have this up by today.
I hope
by tonight,
you
bro.
Always say that.
You know what I mean?
You only did it once.
No, but by tonight, it's going to be up.
You sure?
It's going to be up like an erection.
Without the help of Viagra?
Without the help of Viagra. That's a good dick.
How about the rhino pill from
That's
the gas?
a healthy dick right there.
I guess so. Here we go again, talking about nonsense.
But listen, maybe we can start one piece of what we got here going on. We digest it, and then we move on to the next.
You have a healthy digestive system?
I don't think so.
That's fine.
I think my digestive system's pretty bad.
Could be. Who knows? You're pretty fit.
I'm okay. I can improve.
I could improve.
I can improve for sure, but I have gotten compliments, and like I've gotten people that like notice, and they'll say, "Hey, well, people that seen me, obviously, like if it's the first time seeing me, you're not gonna be like, oh, hey, you lost weight, right?"
That's something I would do to you just to mess with you.
You'd be like, "Oh man, hey man, I just seen you 2 minutes, but it seems like you lost weight within 2 minutes."
You
Like,
lost weight. Well, yeah, I haven't eaten lunch yet.
yeah, I'm
If
starving,
that's
dude.
the secret, dude, then that's crazy.
It's like, bro, I don't eat.
They compliment you, but when they see me without a shirt on, they just say, "Hey, put your shirt back on." So I want you. Don't do that.
Yeah, I can improve, man. But I feel happy at the fact that I've gotten better as far as my physique. Everybody will tell me, man, when I first met you, like at work, they'll be like, when I first met you, I remember you were a little, they're like, you weren't fat.
Yeah.
But they're like, you lost weight.
I feel like you were shorter back then.
You think I grew?
Maybe.
I feel like I did too.
I know, right? It's weird.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you were like tiny.
Man. This guy at work.
Is it Chad?
No, it's not Chad.
Okay.
It's a I would say a cool colleague of ours.
Where is Chad? How come he's not here being our Jamie?
He didn't. So, hey, you know what? I told him, I said, hey, I want you to be my young Jamie. And, we roll, and then this thing pops off, and we're all gonna stick together.
He could be young Chad.
Yeah, but he said he wants to come in once it's popping, once we're big.
Well, that's not right.
And I'm like, no, that's not.
That's not how it works.
Because if I'm gonna do it, I'm the one doing this, and we go big. I might as well stay with it.
Because you did something right.
Because I did something right. But he wants to come in when it's like, oh, glorified. Like,
that's not. You don't do that.
No.
You don't do that. That's that's a sleazy thing to do.
Very sleazy.
Chad,
you're sleazy. You're a slut.
Damn it, Chad.
What was I saying?
God damn, I don't know.
About the weight.
Oh, okay.
But we'll go into that in a little bit.
What weight?
About the weight. My weight.
Oh, okay.
No, wait.
We're talking about weight, but now wait for.
No, but so let's present first one of the clips that we have for the viewers. So guys, we have videos that we're gonna have playing to entertain you guys, as well as also us kind of get a reaction to it and kind of digest it, break it down. So the first one up. Let's see. First one up.
I hope this works.
Oh, it's gonna work. Boom. Watch out. Here we go.
Bam.
If you're the kind of person who feels like they need therapy, you need someone to talk to make me feel better, do you know what you are? You're useless. Because in the harshest realities of this cold world, there are people in Syria whose entire families have been blown to fuck with a bomb from the sky, who are still getting up every day, making fucking bread and selling it on the streets so they have enough money to buy a new pair of sandals sometime next year. While you're crying about fucking nothing with your first world bullshit to some dickhead therapist who probably does coke on the weekends.
Boom. And I don't know about you, but everybody who I don't think that I know anybody who doesn't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, that man there is Andrew Tate. And that was kind of one of the things. Did we talk about that? How one of the first videos was going to be Andrew Tate that we would play? It might have been with Chad.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was with Chad.
It was a long night that night.
He was like, "Can the first video be of Andrew Tate?" And I'm like, "It's got to be of Andrew Tate."
Yeah.
There's one of them.
Okay.
What did you think about that video?
I don't agree with it a whole lot. I mean, just because you go to therapy, and I know some people that do therapy, and I don't know, really agree with what he said on that. I mean, it's unfortunate that people's houses getting blown up and stuff, but in a way, therapy is a way to help people in their mentality and their mental health, I guess. And the people I know that have done it, it's helped them out a lot. So I don't really agree with him saying that it's useless. It's really not. It's just if it's a way for you to tell your feelings and tell how you are when you can't tell nobody else, I'm gonna tell this person, then maybe they can walk me through it. You know what I mean? So that's just how that's how I see it. I don't see as therapy being useless or anything. I mean, in a lot of ways, depending on who you are and what you're there for, it could help you out a whole lot. Maybe it can drag you out of a very dark time or something. I don't for that one I don't fully agree with it on that one.
So let's play it back, because I don't necessarily think that he said therapy is useless, even though that is what he's saying.
He just said that you're useless.
If you're the kind of person who feels like they need therapy, you need someone to talk to make me feel better, do you know what you are? You're useless. Because in the harshest realities of this cold world, there are people.
So in hindsight, he is saying that therapy is useless, but he's not saying it directly. What he's saying is a person who is complaining about a certain difficulty or a certain problem is useless. The person is useless, not therapy. But yes, in hindsight, that is what he's saying. But what he's mainly focusing on is the person that's like, oh man, I can't, as an example, right? Oh man, I can't pay my bills to this month, and oh man, and you'd like curl up into a corner and you start crying. The person that's doing that is useless. So that's kind of what he's addressing. But yes, ultimately he is kind of saying, or he is saying therapy is pointless.
What do you think about therapy? Do you agree with him that it's
let this one finish so it cuts off.
Syria, whose entire families have been blown to fuck with a bomb from the sky, who are still getting up every day, making fucking bread and selling it on the streets so they have enough money to buy a new pair of sandals sometime next year. While you're crying about fucking nothing with your first world bullshit to some dickhead therapist who probably does coke on the weekends.
So my view on this is that was a little bit kind of harsh. I feel like that's kind of the way that you can communicate that idea with somebody who might feel and think the same way. And by the way, Andrew Tate, he might have said that maybe a couple years back.
At the height of Andrew Tate?
At the height of Andrew Tate. If you notice how he directs himself now, he carries himself now, it's different. Yeah. It's a little bit more.
Yeah, dude, spending time in a Romanian jail cell would do that to you.
it's a little more relaxed, but not just that. I think it's also because he's older, and
has kids now.
He has kids. He understands things a little bit different. I can. What's the word that I'm looking for? I can relate with that. Because when I was in my 20s, 25, I was pretty direct and aggressive when I would say things. And I was straight to the...
Wait. You were?
I was.
You still are.
I've calmed down so much. That gives...
What do you mean?
That gives you an idea of how I used to be. Like, how I come off now seems a little bit kind of like, oh, bro, this guy, he's kind of... No, this dude, chill out. Imagine me at 25, 26, 27, 28.
I feel like we'll still be good friends, though.
100%.
Yeah.
But I was very cutthroat. Like, you ask my wife, like, she'll tell you, like, that dude was a dick. Like, I don't know why I got with him. But so the way he addressed it, being that it was a couple years back, it is a little bit very direct and a little bit harsh and a little bit aggressive. However, my view on it, if you're asking my opinion, I do understand and I do agree with what he says. I'm not saying that I agree with his idea that somebody who complains or feels down about a certain difficult situation is useless. Because I feel that it's human nature to feel down about things.
Oh, yeah.
100%. If there's something going on in your life that's just very, it's hard on you, it's natural and it's normal and it's okay for you to feel down and feel sad or feel angry or whatever the case is, right?
I feel down when I step on my dog's foot.
Anything opposite of happy. Yeah, so when you step on your dog's foot and he does his little, high-pitched cry, you're like, oh, crap, like, you feel bad.
And then I'm sad the rest of the day. He didn't deserve that.
Because that's like, it's your best friend. You're like, oh, man, it's my homie. Like, I just stepped on his foot.
It'd be like you stepped on my hand.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be nice. I would punch you, but it wouldn't be fun.
Well, imagine if your dog could, like, punch you back. Like, if he felt that need to be like, you stepped on my paw, he's just pop, and he just, like, smacked you across the face. Right? Like, that'd be so cool.
That would be creepy.
But, however, I do agree with... We do face difficulties in this country. 100%. Mm-hmm. And everybody around the world faces difficulties.
Some shape or form.
In some shape or form. However, let's take into context something more recent. The stuff that happened in Maui.
Yeah.
Like I was getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, I was getting my hair cut in a building with air conditioning, comfortable AF. Waiting for me to get my haircut. A haircut. That's what I was doing. I was waiting to get this shit trimmed.
Yeah. Look good.
Thanks. Point being, meanwhile, there's these people in Maui who don't have a home, who may not have certain relatives because they're missing or they're dead. They got burned. And they're floating in the water. In a freaking body of water because that's the only escape they have in order not to die, right? And even then they're suffering because there's ashes, there's smog, right?
Yeah, they can't breathe.
They can't breathe. There's dangers in the water, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to get a haircut. Now, am I not suffering any problems? No, 100% I'm facing problems. But I'm not facing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could be facing something internal in your life or something different, but I mean, you're not facing nothing nearly as bad as what they lost homes, family, pets, land.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, and here's the thing too, right? So I'm going to go on my little conspiracy kick for a little bit here.
Go for it.
So I've been watching videos on all this coming, you know, with this whole Maui thing, which is very unfortunate, and we're very sorry for everyone that lost everything there.
100%.
And, you know, our prayers go out to y'all and y'all's families and everything. But here's the thing, right? So there's videos circling around where Rock and Oprah are supposedly, you know, they want people to donate money. It's like, okay, both y'all combined are worth over billions of dollars, right? But y'all want the people to donate money where everyone's already stressing about if they're going to buy groceries or tires that week because they can't do both.
100%.
So it's like, do I want to drive and get to where I need to go, or do I want to get groceries so I can eat? But yet you want us to donate to them so they can donate it to Maui, you know? And here's the thing, though. So Oprah owns land, bunch of land in Maui, right? And they're saying that none of her land got touched at all, right where the fire was at.
Provide shelter.
Nothing, you know, nothing got touched from her. So they're everyone's thinking or saying it was all just a work for her so she can buy the rest of the land. So, you know, what do you think? You scorch earth it, and then you say, oh, I'll buy it. You know, it's useless now. I'll just buy it, you know. And then now she owns more real estate in Maui, you know. That's what people are saying. And unfortunately, I mean, I would believe it because if nothing of yours got touched and now you're coming up with this whole charity thing, it's, you know, what are you supposed to think, you know?
Well, I mean, going back to the Andrew Tate comment, I mean, like I said, you know, I was getting my hair cut. These people in Maui are suffering like difficult stuff. And just like he said, okay, but meanwhile in Syria, there's bombings, people, you know, getting blown to pieces. But yet they push forward so they can continue to try to have a normal life, so to say.
Yeah.
And so in essence, what he's saying is like we don't really like here in this country, we don't face shit compared to what these people are facing, and we want to go and sit and talk to put it into a passive way, because I would have said something like and cry to a person that I don't know. Now this person is not listening to my struggle that I'm going through in my personal life for free. This person's charging me.
Yeah.
When somebody really cares about you, they're going to listen to you because they want to help you out, right? Genuinely help you out. That's given. That's not paid. And so these people don't go out there and talk to somebody, some therapist, and say, oh man, my house just got bombed. What do I do? No, they just keep pushing and they keep doing what they do. And the reason why they keep doing that, first of all, it's this strength to do what they have to do. And another thing is there's got to be some other strength given, which is the family that you do have, that you haven't lost, right? And a lot of people out there in the world claim that they serve a higher being or that they believe in a higher being, but when shit hits the fan, instead of talking to that higher being, why are you going to go pay $100 an hour to a guy that probably does coke on the weekend? And I see where he's coming from with that. Was it a little bit aggressive? Yes. Ultimately, am I a guy that is for therapist and therapy? No, I'm not. Because I feel like deep down inside, we know the things that are a problem for us. We know what's causing us to have an anxiety or have anxiety. We know things that is what it is that's making us sad, that's causing trouble for us. Because there's a lot of people that go into depression, right? And the thing about depression is, for example, Andrew is not so much a believer in that. I, however, am. I believe depression is real.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that the way that people perceive depression is this. Oh, man, I don't have money to pay for gas today. Right? And so they're like, oh, I'm depressed.
Wow.
I feel sad. And okay, fair enough. That is a reason to feel sad. You couldn't pay for gas to get to work or whatever may have you, right? Or, you know, for instance, certain people love to celebrate certain things like a birthday or something. They're like, well, we don't have money to throw a big party for Jimmy, who's turning 5 today, and I wanted to throw a party. Okay, sure, yes, definitely a reason to feel depressed or sad because you don't. I'll retract that. Sad because you can't pay for a party for Jimmy to have a birthday party, whatever. But that's not depression. Depression is when you feel so pressured by the daily things or the issues that you're confronting that you're looking at a gun in your hand and you're thinking to press it up against your brain and blow it out.
Because that's the easiest way out.
Because that's the easiest way out. That's depression. If you've never felt the need to end it, you've never been depressed.
No.
I've never been depressed.
A lot of people use that as a as a scapegoat to not do daily things, or just use it for pretty much. It's like for me, like for me, it's like it's hard for me to believe how people have mental issues, right? Because they use it. They use that for so many things. So it's like it's hard for me to believe when someone has something. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have ADHD, I have anxiety, I have all this, I have this whole list of things, and really, what if, and look, and if someone has a hate, okay, but then there's people who like to use it for,
Does something?
Yeah, a little more. That people would use that as a scapegoat for everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard. That's good right there, Sal. So it's hard for me to really believe if someone actually has that. Whereas there's people that really truly have depression, like you said, and they hide it. Those are the ones, that's what they always say, check on your happy friends. Because well, it's true. Like you're not, but it's think about it. It's true. Check on the ones.
No, I laugh because it's true.
Yeah, like check on your happy friends, because they're the ones that are really going through it, and they would rather make everyone else happy around them because they don't want them to feel the way that they do. Where you got other people that are going, oh man, I'm this, I'm that, and they're just proud or happy to say it out loud, and it's like when really the real depressed ones are always have a smile on their face and just pushing through, but when they're home, then they're back in their the darkness that they're in, and then now they can't escape it because now they're in the place that caused it.
Uh-huh.
So that's that's kind of is like it's, in a way, it's like I believe in the mental health thing, but then it's like it's also hard for me to believe it. So it's like, I couldn't tell you if I've ever had anxiety or if I've ever had this and that, because I don't know. I mean, if I have, probably I can tell you, because I don't throw it out there. I don't say, oh man, I'm anxious about this. Oh man, I got anxiety. I'm gonna go tell, oh man, I have anxiety today, or I got this today. I mean, I don't know. And I also feel like people use that as another way to get pills or something,
I rejected the pills. When I got tested for anxiety and panic attacks, I rejected it because it was utter bullshit to me. And like I said, internally, I know the things that cause me to have those things, right? Like I know what it is that gives me anxiety. It's not that I don't know. I know what it is. But anxiety is something that happens to everybody. Everybody suffers anxiety. Everybody suffers through something that becomes a little bit difficult, and it's like you don't have a choice but to deal with it. But the panic comes from when you kind of overexert your thoughts on it. Like you're so contemplative on it, and then you freak out. So I understand the mentality of it all. I don't think it's that complex, but I think what you said is true. Some people, they kind of use that as a crutch to be like, oh, well, I need the pills because And honestly, man, it was like I prefer to kind of be myself and deal with something than to be on a medication that makes me someone I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, I'll give you a perfect example of checking on your happy friends or road depression. You know, Robin Williams,
Oh man, that's
The-
a heartbreak.
the man who loved to make people smile, the guy who loved to make people laugh,
And was always smiling.
smiling
Was always smiling.
every day of his life. Man, made a point to make sure everyone else around him was smiling because he didn't want the people feeling the way he did. And look what happened to him. Took his own life because he couldn't deal with the pressure of life anymore.
Exactly.
So that right there is a perfect example. Him and Chester Benningfield from Lincoln Park is another one. You know, they said up until then he was the happiest person, you know, laughing, this and that, and then takes his own life.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, check on your happy friends, you know, because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, what if they're being like that because they don't want y'all to feel the way he is, or they are, or
Mhm.
whoever, you know. So that's why I try to check on, you know, I'll check on you. You know, I know we see each
Because
other.
I laugh all the time.
Yeah, I check on you, or check on some of the some other buddies. You know, say how y'all doing, or you know this and that. You know, I try to do my part as being a good friend to people who I associate with. You know, people who I can call my close friends and my brothers. You know,
For sure.
so
Yeah, it's appreciated, man. And you know, going back to what Andrew said, I mean, it was a little harsh, yes, but I do believe in it. But now I also do kind of flip the coin here, is that just because I don't believe in it and I don't think it's something that I need, that doesn't help me, doesn't mean that I guess it won't help somebody else. I mean, maybe it'll help somebody else, and if they feel like that helps them out, I mean, hey, do what's good for you. You know what I mean? If you feel like talking to somebody, you know, that's not a family member and you pay for it, right? If you feel like that helps you cope with situations and you don't end it, by all means,
Yeah.
go for it. Do it.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, the few people that I know that do, and it's like it's helped them out tremendously. That's why I say I don't agree with I don't agree with the whole video because, you know, it's helped them. You know, it's like if I ever need it, I probably would go do it. You know, go see if you know if it works for me or not. You know, but I know it works for the people that are close to me. So that's why I'm saying.
I guess for me, it's also because I kind of, and I've looked at documentaries about this, and I know that it's got to be true. Unfortunately, not every person has your well-being in mind, even if you're paying for it.
Yeah.
And there are some therapists that they kind of basically try to impose an idea onto you that you don't really have, but because you're telling them something, they want to basically make you feel or think something that's not really what it is, but they have the power to do it because in their hands, being you the person that's, you know, in the therapy session, they kind of hold and mold you to a degree.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's basically malpractice, right? Like instead of them actually helping, and not all therapists, right? I don't want to generalize and say, oh, all therapists are bad.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's good therapists out there that really want to help people and they're honest about things. But I feel like there are some that have the political agenda in mind and they go for it rather than helping somebody.
Yeah, because and a lot of them, or I should say a lot, but I'm sure there's some few out there that probably just want the money. But think about it, they can charge
For sure.
$300-$400 an hour, and then they can just sit there listening to you and say, "All right, buddy, we'll see you next week."
See you next week, next
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, you know, good talks. Mental health is important, right? So that's one of the things that I guess we're kind of directing.
It's very important.
But another one that is also important is physical health.
Oh damn!
So, and we were talking about
That's
like
what I need.
my losing weight, right?
Yeah.
So let's check this one out.
What do you rank Lizzo?
10. She's so confident.
She cries on Instagram Live. Do you genuinely think she's happy at like 300 pounds? I think she looks depressed.
TV
So 1 to 10, you would trade your body with hers.
Nope.
That was
Oh my God.
so.
Lizzo.
And I've been talking about this for quite some time, on different occasions. I think with different podcasts it might have came up, but in general with people, when I've talked to friends and people that I know, the idea of the whole fat shame, body shame thing is not real. It's like, it's not that, guys. This video just proved it. You're looking at this chick that, I mean, she didn't look like she was fat, right?
Yeah.
She was, I guess, like normal size, whatever that is. And it's, you notice when she asked the question, oh, so you would trade bodies with her?
Not a word.
She just chuckled, because it's like, no, you wouldn't.
No.
So if you wouldn't trade bodies with this woman, stop making her seem like what she's doing. She's like, oh, yeah, I love her because she's confident. That has nothing to do with her looking great or feeling great.
And she's not even. Lizzo's just a horrible person, because have you seen where she's been shaming her dancers? And have you seen that? Heard about that?
I don't think I've seen that.
You ever heard about that?
No. So she's been shaming like the skinnier dancers?
God, dude, you live under a
Or
rock.
skinny dancers? I do.
You live on the boony fields where you live at.
No,
so
my friends call me Patrick.
Star?
Yeah.
We're about to be stars. So this whole thing was going around with her, right? Going that she's been fat shaming her dancers. And
She's been fat shaming her dancers?
Hold on, before you get to your nonsense. So people are going like, really, bitch? Like you of all people are fat shaming your dancers. You of all people, they can't probably do a push up or sit up.
She can barely stand.
They can barely stand. And you're being a bully and you're talking shit to your dancers that make you look good. You're the one. I was like, come on, get out of here, bitch. Get the hell out of here. And like, she makes Houston look horrible. You know.
She's from Houston?
She is from Houston.
No way, I didn't know that.
I'm almost sure she's from Houston. I'm gonna look it up.
Check it out.
I'm gonna check it out. See this? If we had young Chad,
we had young Chad, he'd look it up real quick right now and be like,
but Chad's being asleep.
yeah,
right now.
she's from Houston, guys.
Chad's
she actually caused the flood that happened when Harvey hit. She actually took a dive in the pool.
and I can't stand Lizzo.
You can't make this up
one bit, because it's like you're gonna go and you're gonna talk about your people.
I know you're gonna talk about your fatties like that, bro.
Whoa, what is this? This is something different. I thought she was from Houston.
I mean, if she's not, she's not.
Oh, no wonder. Oh yeah, she went to the U of H here.
Okay.
So I guess, and then when she was here, she just stayed here. So she says, Houston's her home, I guess. It says she's from Detroit, Michigan. Well, that explains a lot.
Sure.
And then she came into U of H. And
well, we got the great schools, right? Like Houston is great at.
She's not great.
And we're like, I think if I'm not mistaken, Houston is worldly known for having the best medical staff, medical field, and everything medical.
I don't know what the hell she was doing. So.
Well, besides eating fried chicken all the goddamn time.
And
that's not racist, by the way.
Fat shame. I love fried chicken. And fat shaming her damn people that make her look good. So yeah, that's why that's why I'm real against bullying. Me and you talk our shit to each other. I talk my shit to other people, our close friends.
Shout out to Lucky, man. I wanted to get him on here. I texted him today. He's like, I was like, "Are you working?" And then he sent me a picture of what he was. I said,
he's a busy.
I forgot to message him, but I meant to tell him, bro, cut all those cables.
He's a busy man.
And get the hell up out of there. What are you even doing there?
He's a busy man. But so it's like, yeah. So it's like, I don't. We talk our stuff, but I'm never gonna go out and I see someone big. I'm like, oh, dude, look at that guy. No. Look at that girl. Or see someone eating, like, oh, man, he's really going to eat like that? No, never. I would never make fun of someone for how they eat or how they look, you know?
Sure.
Because it's like, I can't imagine what they say about me, you know? So,
Yeah.
with her, you know, with her doing that, it's like, you in no place, lady, to freaking talk shit to anybody about weight. None whatsoever. That's just her trying to be a privilege, and because she's a singer, not a good one at that. And
I've never really cared for her music. Like, I don't even consider it music. I mean, look, I don't get me wrong. I know that it takes time and effort to do things and make music and all that, but I've never really cared for her music. I never really thought that she was anything worth me checking out, worrying about. And then you put on top of that her whole like, oh yeah, I'm fat and I love it, and I'm beautiful because I'm fat. But it's like that video, that clip that I played, that short is from she has her podcast called, I think it's called Pearl Daily or Daily Pearl, and she's known as the female Andrew Tate because she's very direct about the whole female thing. And it's kind of interesting because she has many times said how she used to not like Andrew Tate because of he used to come off as misogynistic, but then when she really analyzed, she really just opened her mind and ears to things. She's like, you know what, a lot of what he says is very true. This being one of them.
Yeah.
For example, you heard her, she was like, she's confident, but she cries in a lot of her videos.
Yeah.
She's crying for a reason. It's not because she's being body shamed. That's not why she's crying. She's crying because she's uncomfortable in her own body, because she knows it's not right. Like, one of the things that I tell people and put aside, putting aside religion, right? Like, as a person who knows and studies or has some kind of acknowledgement of biblical scriptures, many of them will talk about certain people within the scriptures. They say he or she was of well appearance, or attractive appearance.
Pretty much saying you're fit.
Yeah, I believe me, the attractive or well appearance was not Lizzo's body size. It 100% was not.
Yeah.
Like, you go through the biblical scriptures, women on their own, just to give you an idea, the beauty, the attractiveness of women is so intense that angels saw them and wanted to have sexual relations with them. Beings that don't even have genitalias. They were spiritual beings, and they would look at these women and say, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What is it like to fuck them? Literally, that's what they were thinking.
And that's how the giants were made.
And that's how the Nephilim came about. That are in Area 51.
Oh, they're there. There's underground tunnels. We're there. And I'm hoping to have someone very special on that can tell us more about that. You know this person. I've told you many times. I'm hoping to have him home soon.
Okay.
Can he come to your house?
He definitely can.
Nice.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
He definitely can. It's just a matter of him actually coming.
I'm going to ask him again.
And not coming, but coming.
Like COM?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's not the other one, that's fine. But
yeah, I mean, believe me, none of these spiritual beings that were the angels that, basically later became demons, none of them were looking at Lizzo type and being like, yeah, that's what I want to grab a hold of.
That's a whole lot.
Goddamn there. Michelin girl right there.
I just got done talking about here you go. Then you talking mess. She deserved it though. She's mean.
She's an idiot, 100%.
She's a mean person.
It's just it's laziness, bro. It's all it is laziness.
You don't want people talking about you, then you don't talk about people.
They don't talk about other people.
That's what, one thing my dad always instilled in us. Me and my dad and my brother, we'll talk our shit, right? But it's like my dad always told us at a young age, it's like, you don't want your feelings getting hurt, then you don't gonna hurt someone else's feelings, because it's gonna come right back to you. If you can't handle it, then don't do it.
They say if you're gonna dish it out, you gotta receive it. I'm one of those dudes that
I've seen you get into some battles with people.
Right.
I've seen you. I've laughed every time because I've seen you do it.
But not just that. Like, I'm one of those dudes that, like they say, if you can't dish it out, if you can't take it, don't dish it out, right? I will beat you to a punch, and I will make fun of myself worse than what you're going to make fun of me about. Because it's okay.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah, 100%.
I've seen you doing it. It's funny every time.
Because I can laugh at myself. And if
Yeah.
I'm able to laugh at myself, then I can definitely poke and make fun of your ass.
If
100%.
If I can laugh at me, just imagine what I could do to you.
Imagine what I'm going to do to you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to rape you 100%. I mean, not literally, guys.
Not
I mean,
literally.
Rape is not right.
That's really not. It's really not. It's not.
Oh, and earlier, what I was saying was about the. What did I say? Something about the fried chicken. I'm like, oh, because I was like, all she does is eat a bunch of fried chicken, and I said that's not racist.
Yeah, because I mean, I love fried chicken.
Exactly.
It's delicious.
Everybody loves fried
That's
chicken.
dude, chicken tendies? Dude, forget about it, dude.
But it brings me to this video about a very smart young girl
Mm-hmm.
that when you pay attention to her argument, it was concrete 100%.
Are we done talking about what we were talking about?
Do you want to keep talking
I
about
have
it?
no idea what we were talking about.
So we were talking about Lizzo and her,
Okay.
and then but I was mentioning about how I said, oh, she's
Okay,
always eating fried chicken.
Okay, no, then you start talking about you used to make fun of or get into battles with people.
Yeah. But I was talking about the whole oh, you know, because she eats fried chicken.
Okay,
and
hold on.
she's black.
How do you end it when I tell you hold on? Then you just end it with that. You just snuck that one under the door. Okay, no, I'm good. If it comes up, I'll say something.
But look, to what I was saying, right? So everybody knows what I'm talking about. Look, check this out, guys.
I'm looking.
Look at this. Look at this. Is this white?
We're talking about.
Is this
We're
white?
talking about skin color.
I don't care. Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Tell me your
Your
question.
skin
Is it
color
white?
is white.
No, it's not. This is
Not
white.
that white. That's an object. We're talking about
Is
skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the option.
So what you
pick
think you
one.
are? You think what color are you,
I'm peach.
bro?
Oh, she's okay.
But I love how she addressed
okay.
that. The girl she was talking to, whoever that was, she
saying
says
that object's
she
white.
says, but that's an object. It doesn't freaking matter.
It's white.
It's white.
And she's eating.
White is white. Black is black. This is black. I watched an interview on The Breakfast Club with Vic Mensa. He's a rapper,
Okay.
and he
I'm not really
he got backlash from certain stuff that he said when the whole Triple X Tentacion thing, whatever.
What?
When he was murdered, and he said some
Okay.
stuff, and he got backlash. He apologized about it, which was a completely utter bullshit. At that point, I wouldn't even apologize.
No.
But he was on the Breakfast Club in an interview, and he was like, "The mic is black. I'm not black," and it's true. Like, she just made a very good argument when she was talking to this person, saying, "This is white," and the person says, "Well, yeah, but that's an object. It doesn't matter. We're talking about color. We're not talking about object or skin." We're talking about a color.
Yeah.
Nobody is white. Nobody is black.
If you see my sister-in-law, you'll say she's white.
She might be pale at most.
She really is. Anyway, but yeah, I see your point.
But really, her argument was very solid and concrete. And mind you, this
Are you
is...
saying Joe's not black?
No, he's not black.
What is he?
Not black.
I'm gonna have to call him. I'm gonna call him. Then we're gonna go on a three-way call. We're gonna hash.
And
this
I
out.
guarantee you, Joe agrees with me. I want to have Joe on here so bad.
You know, as much as I've tried, he's always, a busy guy.
He's got to have a break here and
He's
there,
gotta have
man.
a break. If we do it again on a Friday or Saturday morning, I'm sure he'll do it.
Okay.
That's a tall order for you, though.
No, we could do like a Saturday.
Yeah.
We could do like a Saturday for sure.
Do the same for Lucky.
And we can do the same for Lucky. I'm willing to bend as
Bend.
not in that way.
Why?
Right? Like, I'm not, but I'm flexible.
Oh, okay. Are you? Your wife was really happy with you then.
I'm flexible.
Okay.
100%.
That's nice. I'm not flexible.
I'm kind of flexible.
I pull a hammy if I jump.
Like, I'm not super flexible. Like, I don't want nobody to think that, like, I'm super flexible.
You can't do the splits.
No,
I've always wanted to.
I can't do.
I can't do it.
That's tough.
No.
And a lot of people think, oh, why? You're saying you got too many, like your dick's too big, you got too much nuts. It's like,
What?
no, it's not even that, bro. It has nothing to do with
Wish I
that.
had that problem.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's like dudes with like huge nuts that can split,
Possibly.
but it's not even that. It's just like the leg movement, right? Like the stretch.
It's your hips.
Like, how do you in your hips? Like, how do you stretch like that?
You're
Bro?
going to need hip
That's
replacement.
tough. That's tough.
You're old.
And I'm old,
You can't do that.
and I got a bad knee.
You do got a bad knee. You do got a bad knee. You replaced your knee.
Well, I didn't replace it.
You should have. Get a new knee.
I did have surgery though, but I didn't replace it.
Where'd you tore your ACL?
So I tore my meniscus,
ACL.
and I got that repaired, and I tore 50% of my ACL.
How do you do that?
Being an idiot, horse playing, wrestling, being a dude.
Playing a horse?
No.
Okay.
Oh, don't play with a horse.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
You won't have a knee.
You won't have any for sure.
You gonna look
You
like,
won't even have a life.
you gonna look like
you're
Hank.
dead.
You're gonna look like Hank Hill's dad, just leg and shin.
Yeah, but yeah, horse playing and then not taking care of it. You know, guys, like we're not gonna go to the doctor. Like, I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna go away on its own. And then you just keep doing sports and you keep jacking it up. And then
Jacking off?
no,
Okay.
no.
I was just making sure.
Solid argument though by that little girl, man.
Intelligent little girl.
She's very smart. I'd like to meet her.
We'll have her on.
Not like in the wrong way. Like, I think she's
No,
she's
yeah.
smart for sure. She's like, I like the part where she was like, "These are the options."
Yeah.
She was like, "No,
And
there's
then-
no going around what you're trying to do.
And she says,
There's A and B.
I'm peach.
I'm peach."
Who knows? Alrighty then. Oh, sip. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip too. I probably should have done it.
But I got another video, and this one's
Dude, this with Coke, that's heavenly.
this one's funny because it's like, bro,
Why ain't you listening to me?
no, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Well, you didn't say nothing, so I thought you were ignoring me.
No, I believe you.
Okay.
Check this one out.
I will check this one out. Oh my god. What is she doing?
I'm fucking starving, Squid! What did you eat today? I ate nothing!
Hey.
Nothing!
Hey. Put that on Spotify. That's #1 hit right there.
It's a hit right there.
That's a hit. It's amazing what people can do.
You know what's funny about that to me?
What was she mad about? She was hungry?
She was mad because she had worked 10 hours,
Oh.
a 10-hour shift, and she hadn't eaten
Oh,
anything.
poor thing. Poor thing. You remember them days?
Eh. Sometimes I still do it. Like, I have the ability to, really, like, my
Have her work overnight and not eat nothing.
my career is like I'm good with having the time to eat, but literally what I do sometimes, I don't even eat for lunch. Like, I'll go to the gym and I'll work out, and then
Oh, you're one of them guys.
and then I'll come back to the office, and
sorry,
and what I'll grab is like a granola bar,
I love food too much to work
and
out.
and I'll keep pushing, and it's like I'm all right. It's doable, but
I'm sure it is.
but you obviously you have to know your body, right? Like if you're the kind of person that by 12 your body says I need to have something, you need to pay attention to your body,
That's me.
and you need to go grab you something to eat.
Maybe because I'm fat. Is it because I'm fat?
I don't know. I mean, you could.
Are you body shaming me?
Lizzo did that first.
Damn. It's crazy.
No, but you could be like a skinny person or whatever, whatever
look at
normal
bodybuilders.
size.
Bodybuilders are constantly eating because their bodies are so big they need fuel, so they have to eat.
Yeah, well, so you have to have a protein intake and all that. Like, you have to eat. Like, these
Yeah.
bodybuilders, people are like, oh, like they're not starving themselves. These dudes are eating like crazy.
Yeah.
Because their body needs that in order to build the muscle and all that good stuff. And I mean, they know what they're doing as far as that. Like, there's a science to that.
I want to ask you a question. We're going to get off topic for a little bit, people. So we'll come back to this if we remember. I want to ask you a question. I want you to answer me truthfully. What's one addiction that's really hard to get off of? Be honest.
It depends.
Just what is it? What comes to mind?
For me personally?
No, just in general. Like, what's an addiction that you think that's extremely hard to get off of, to get away from? What drug? Or just any addiction?
But it depends. It depends.
What does it depend on?
It depends on the person. I mean, like somebody that doesn't care for alcohol and maybe has never drank it. They don't. They're not addicted to alcohol. They're not gonna work. They're not gonna have a difficulty. Like if they have one drink, and they're not gonna have a difficulty getting off of alcohol if they're not alcoholics.
Want to tell you what it is, or what I think it is?
What do you think?
Food. I would tell you why.
But that's not an addiction.
Yes, it really is.
That's a necessity.
No, it can be.
Yes, it is.
How?
It could be an addiction.
That's what I'm saying. It could be an addiction,
but it's not. Food is a necessity.
I understand it's a necessity, but it can also be an addiction.
It could,
because
but it's not.
How are you saying that it's not?
Because if let's say, okay, you're saying that food is an addiction. Essentially, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if you decide, you know what, I don't want to be an addict to food, and you stop eating, what do you think is going to happen to you?
Oh, man, you're going to die.
It's not an addiction, it's a necessity.
Okay, but food isn't a form of addiction, right? Because you eat so much.
It could be. It could be.
Okay, but you eat so much of it, then you get so big, and then you can't stop because then you're addicted to eating all this food, right? So then you can't just, as much as you want to just stop, you can't because your body needs it, right?
Right.
So it's like now you got to teach yourself. You got to, teach yourself how to eat not so much of what you're doing to lose the weight. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's why it's called moderation. And when you're somebody who is addicted to food and you're always eating, at that point you become a glutton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's hard to quit that when you're already like that big. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. What is that? That's a form of addiction, ain't it?
Yeah, but food is not an addiction.
Okay, well, the process of you being that big with food is an addiction.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
the same shit.
No, because food is not an addiction. Food is a necessity. For example, if we were to say alcohol, it's not a necessity. You don't need alcohol to live, right? Now, if we were to say water, oh, you drink a lot of water. There is such thing as drinking a lot of water
and dying.
But it's a necessity. Like, we need to drink water. But everything needs to be taken in moderation. Like food, you eat it in moderation. That's why there's like breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? And then and if you don't want to eat lunch or you don't want to eat dinner, then that's your choice and you don't feel like you need to eat, then you don't. But there isn't such thing as lunch 1, lunch 2, lunch 3. And like that's already like we discussed, like that's gluttony. Yeah. Like you're eating because you can eat. Can food be an addiction? 100%, yes.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
No, you said food is an addiction.
Oh my God, it's the same thing, Sal.
Anyways, if I were to say toughest addiction, if you were to be addicted to eating food, that's a tough one. Okay. Because and why? Because it's a necessity. The other things, like we said, alcohol
it's
is like
easier to quit.
I guess it's yes and no. It's easier because like you don't need it to live. Like if you did too much of it, you're gonna kill yourself 100%. But you don't need it. I mean, so you could say no. I mean, well, yeah, sure, I'll quit and I won't drink anymore or whatever, which I did for 2 years. Like I stopped cold turkey and then I didn't drink for 2 years.
Did you ever get the shakes?
I did.
Really?
I did.
Wow, you were that guy. You were like that, huh?
Yeah, I got the shakes for like a very long time, and when I had stopped cold turkey, I literally went probably about 4 months with like headaches.
No.
Because I had like
your body got used to
my
alcohol.
body got so used to intaking alcohol, and honestly, like my sleep deprivation has kind of come from that as well, because I would drink. Sometimes I would drink like on a daily basis, and it was like I'd use it to sleep.
Yeah.
But it was bad because I'd stay awake for a while until I went to sleep. But it would help me sleep. It would just help me sleep like later on, like at night.
Yeah.
But that is where a lot of I think where some of my sleep deprivation has come from.
Oh, okay.
And now it's just, I think now it's just to the point where my sleep deprivation is because I got used to that, and my brain is always like thinking as if I was drinking and I'm not.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my sleep deprivation comes from.
Okay. That's nice. I kind of wish I didn't bring it up because I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about the hardest addiction.
Was it good? No, before that.
Oh.
Before we went on this, snowball of thing. Should I have brought it up? I should not brought it up.
It doesn't matter.
It's good to talk about.
Like, I'll talk about stuff.
I know
it
you
doesn't
will.
matter to me. Like, people sometimes say, like,
that's something I want the people to comment. People just don't comment on our videos no more.
We've only had like a couple of comments.
That's not cool, man. I want everybody.
Guys, we really want you guys to comment. Like, you guys don't know how much we really want you guys to comment.
You guys have
on
no
certain
idea
stuff.
how like when the day comes, we're like, what are we gonna do? I don't know.
Like, your cousin is probably not happy right now because there's no murder discussion.
She'll be all right. She'll get over it. I'm happy with her. She's always like one of the first ones to watch it.
Is she?
Yeah, dude, big fan.
Even if there's no murder?
No murder, dude. Big fan. Big fan, dude. I don't know. You're not young no more.
I don't know how
Is
it is.
like this?
I don't understand.
She
a lot
knows who
of
she
these
is.
Things.
I don't know. We're not like that. Anyway, yeah, dude, huge fan, dude. Huge fan of the show. Dude, she got upset with herself because she took longer than 2 days to watch it. That's a huge fan. What are you doing, dude?
It's right here.
We drink out of that.
It's right here.
You sure?
It's not on the rim.
Anyway, huge fan, dude. So yeah, that's always nice. Shout out to.
How old is your cousin? Is she on the young side, like
no,
very young?
She's a year older than I am. I don't want to say it because that's rude.
Well, sure, no. I mean, I was just curious because I didn't know if she was like super young.
No.
Like 17, 18 kind of deal.
No, she's a year older than me. We pretty much grew up together.
Can you pass that over to me?
Hey, it's your house, dude. I'll do whatever you want. You want me to go cut your grass that's not there, I'll go do it.
Go cut my corn chips.
I'm not going to do that. So, you don't pay me enough to do that.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
If you paid me for the show, I would do it, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, anyway, so yeah, we grew up together and pretty much, and we were always great friends. We, really bonded because we both love Pokemon so much, and so she's a mother of a beautiful little girl who just turned 1. Cutest little thing, cutest blue button there is.
Sure.
So don't make me hit you. And
I don't care for kids.
I know you don't.
I don't know why people want them.
You say that, then you're gonna end up knocking your wife up.
No, believe me, I won't.
You pull out game strong.
Pull-out game is just too great, man.
Anyway. So yeah, huge fan.
So hey, listen, we got a couple of videos here still. Let's check out one that's I think it's gonna be pretty popular.
Okay.
We're gonna end it on this one. I know the viewers can't see it. Y'all guys can't see it, but this one is ridiculously stupid.
Well,
but
if we have 2 more videos left, let's just finish the story, man.
what story?
The story. There's only 2 left, guy. Let's just finish it.
Finish the videos or what story?
It's just a saying, dude.
Oh, okay. I don't understand that saying, but sure. All right, guys. This one.
Because you're old.
This one right here. I am old. I told you. You said you're not old. Nah, dude. I'm old, and I told you my soul is like in a different dimension. Like I'm.
This video what?
This one's gonna be.
Okay.
It's gonna be a stir.
Let's watch it. Let's see what's going on here.
Check this out.
Hey, she has a point. Listen to this.
one.
So if I was like hiring and I saw pronouns, here's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume you're obviously very liberal. So I'm going to assume you're one of those people that is super far left.
Yep.
Hey, I'm going to assume you're not a very hard worker. You are either a female or you're a probably not straight guy.
Fact.
So everything in the office is going to have to cater to you, your feelings, your needs, and your emotions. So everyone around you is not going to be able to be themselves and walk on eggshells. why would anyone want someone like you unless everyone's like you in a work environment? You're going to be the laziest person. You're going to be the most entitled, complain the most, and I think you're going to be the first to sue. So shocker that pronouns weren't helping you guys. Sorry, is there anything I missed there?
What do you think?
What do you think?
There's certainly a lot of truth to that. Them being the laziest, I don't know. But yes, I mean, I wouldn't say all of them are like super lazy, but of course, when they have the pronouns, then yes, then everyone's gonna have to. They will do everything in their power to make sure everyone caters to them. And so, in a way, I do see where she's coming from with all that. So,
I'm on the same boat as far as being the laziest. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I think you could be a person that identifies and has pronouns or whatever.
It still works.
With a flip, you think, but and still be a hard worker for sure.
But you definitely are gonna want everyone to follow you and want people to do what you want and cater to you. And then if something happens, and you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And yeah, that is what I would,
But you're definitely, like you said, and then you're like she stated, you're going to be the person that I have to walk on eggshells for, because if I say something a certain way, you're going to feel some kind of way about it. Which I'm me. That's me right there.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk on eggshells.
I'm the kind of person that, let's put it to you this way. In the public area, in just general out in the streets, no, I'm not going to walk on eggshells. Does it make it a little difficult? Kind of, yes, because now I don't know what I'm supposed to call you, right? Like, and you're saying, what you're telling me is I'm supposed to ask you, which to me, that on its own is kind of disrespectful. Like, I shouldn't have to ask you what you identify as when I, like, can clearly see what you look like.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes it a little difficult, but I'm not going to walk on eggshells, because ultimately what I'll do is I'll say, oh, hi,
Brenda,
whatever your name is, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to go, hey, she or they. No,
yeah, like
hey, what's your name? Brenda. How you doing, Brenda?
I need to find that video where the guy, he's telling a joke, and he's a comedian, and so he's telling a joke about how he's like, these pronoun things are weird.
Yeah.
Because he's like, so I was having a party, and I planned out a party, and I called my friend up, and I said, hey, I want you to come to the party. And then he's like, okay. He's like, but I'm gonna invite +1. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah, bring him too. And he's like, no, not him. They.
I said, well, they can't come.
And then he's like, oh, okay, well, sure, they, like you said, he's like, they can come. He's like, and I didn't know what to do, because he showed up with one person. He's like, so where are they? And he goes, well, they is right. It's just one person. I'm like,
well, it's true. It's like
it's conflictive.
They are multiple people.
Exactly.
One person is like him,
her.
And that's what I don't get, right? So it's like this whole pronoun thing, right? I don't agree with it. Hate me for it if you want. I don't care. I hang around South too much, so I was like, I don't really care anymore. So, because
what's other bullshit?
Well, I mean, you believe in it. Hey, dude, you believe in it. That's fine. I don't believe in it, and this is why. So it's like, it doesn't make sense, right? When your thing is she and her. Well, yeah, no shit. You're a she and you're a her. If I tell you, let's say your wife was like that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if let's say she is like that. Okay, well, let's say her thing was she and her, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna talk to someone else. Oh yeah, she said this, and it's natural, right?
Right. Yeah. There's a flow to it.
It'd be different if she went by they or them, and they're like, oh man, she this. No, she's a they. Well, no, she's one person.
Right.
No, but she says she's they. Well, what makes her multiple people? Does she have multiple personalities? I don't know. The voices in her head telling her they're multiple people. I don't know. No, but she is a girl. She's a she. And when people say, oh, I'm she and her, yeah, we know that. We can see your long hair. We can see, you. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. If you're gonna identify as a she or her, then don't say. Bless you.
Sneeze. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So don't, don't put that, because that's it's natural for people to say, "Oh yeah, she said this," or "She's over there," or "That's her," whatever. You get what I'm saying?
No, I 100% understand because it makes sense, and to people who think with common sense and logical thinking, it's like I can't say let's say somebody identifies with them, hey, can you go call them? And then a person with logical common sense would think, oh,
But who's them?
like how many, like which people?
Am I calling 3 or 4? Because
And
why
then,
can't you do that?
and then they're like, no, just the one person. Like one.
Oh, you mean her?
So her?
No,
him?
they. No.
Like, I don't.
Okay, but that's one person. I'm not. If you tell me to go find multiple people, I'm not gonna do that.
So ultimately, this whole pronoun thing is just
It's a scam.
Well, no. Besides that, it's a
Brainwash.
political agenda, obviously,
It really
because.
is.
So I was watching an advertisement on YouTube that addressed the situation with the them, theirs, and the transgenders and all this. All of it is a political agenda, and on top of that, there's money to be made. There's money to be made on these pills for hormones.
Oh yeah.
There's money to be made on these pills for mental whatever kind of deal that you got going on. There is money to be made in the medical field with this whole transgender and them theirs people.
Well, think about it. Everything. If you think about it, everything goes back to the pharmaceutical companies. Goes back to medical.
Yeah.
The pills.
Yeah.
And who are the biggest ones in the pharmaceutical companies? The liberals, the government. So of course they're gonna do everything they can to brainwash people and get the most money that they can before someone else goes into office and then takes them out or fires them or whatever. So then now they got a cushiony job. They got enough money to where they don't have to worry no more because they took everyone's money from these pills and surgeries and all this other stuff.
Right, and the surgeries, like massive amount of money, and ultimately, what ends up happening, there's this movement to make people think that the reason why a lot of these people that are going through this transgender kind of deal and all that kind of pizzazz, the reason why they off themselves is because, they were bullied. No, they didn't do it because they were bullied. They did it because in the later time frame of it all, they regretted what they did. They were no longer happy with the decision they made.
Yeah.
And there was no way to revert as a dude.
So think about it. So me and a buddy coworker of mine were talking about this yesterday. Who comes to mind to you on who started it all?
Who started the transgender movement?
Who really put the transgender thing into light? Like, who was it? In your head, in your mind. I know.
Celebrities.
Okay, but a specific one. What was the biggest one that they made a big deal about?
Bruce Jenner.
Oh, there you go. Bingo. Right. So, he was the one that spearheaded it all, right?
Not him, Caitlyn.
I don't give a shit.
Call her Caitlyn.
No. So, he was the one that spearheaded it all, right?
Yeah.
Some time goes by, and now he doesn't want to do it no more. But he went through the whole process, and he said openly that he regrets doing it. So I was like, okay, so you got this award for the ESPYs, right? They honored you for being a brave person. What were so brave about, that you decided that, I'm a woman now? I was like, dude, no, you're not. You go through the whole process. And here's the thing, too, right? If you're going to go into transgender, being a woman, then you're still going to date a woman. What's the use? What's the point? What's the point of all that?
And so Dave Chappelle talked about this on his stand-up where he said, like, the first year of Bruce Jenner being Caitlyn Jenner, whatever he identified as, the first year he got the award of Woman of the Year, which was, like, weird. Like, it's like, okay, this person's only been a woman for a year. And all these other chicks that have been being a woman for more than, like, being a woman for all their life don't get this award. But this dude gets the award for being Woman of the Year for the transgendering over, whatever. And like you said, because she's so brave. She's so brave.
For what?
That's not bravery at all whatsoever. No, like, you did nothing to risk your life.
Bravery
for it to be considered bravery. You know what brave is? Brave were those firefighters on September 11th that were on those freaking buildings.
Twin Towers.
And going through those areas, trying to see what they could do to help people that were being murdered by their own government, because it was inside fucking shit.
Yeah.
But that's bravery. The policemen that were trying to make sure people didn't come within the certain radius of that area to help them, to keep them safe, to innocent bystanders, just normal run-of-the-mill citizens who were trying to maybe help other people that were hurt or something, to the medics that were on site for that freaking attack to help aid those that were affected by the dust, by the debris, by the everything that fell on them, glass, stone, whatever, and aiding and helping those. That is bravery.
That is 100% bravery.
You going out after chopping your dick off to say I'm a woman is not bravery whatsoever. It's buffoonery.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I feel strongly about that just because, like, I know I sound a little bit strong on it, but it's like...
It's true, though.
Like you're not even just talking about and counting the people that passed away or that died from the buildings. You're talking about people within these planes as well that had families. Like, they were fathers, they were mothers, they were brothers, they were daughters and sons who, lost their lives over some stupid shit. And some of these, people, like these, I'm talking about medics and other authorities like police, firefighters, all of that, going out there to try to do some good, that's bravery. And you knock all of that down.
Oh, yeah.
You stomp on all of that.
Everything.
With your bullshit about, oh, he's brave because he chopped his dick off. No, you're not brave. You're stupid, first of all.
Yeah. And you're leading a whole generation into the same thing.
And you're leading a whole generation into the whole stupidity of it all.
Only for you to turn around and say, "Yeah, I should have never done that."
Yeah, I should have never done that. And that's a lot of these people that are on this medication and doing this transgender stuff. In the end of it all, they end up regretting it. They're like, I don't know why I even did it.
Yeah.
And, again, not to stomp on the idealistic generalization that all therapists are bad. But a lot of the situations that happen with these people, when in the end they say, I regret it, a lot of them were led by therapists. But again, they had a political agenda. Some of them didn't really actually want to help. They had their own political agenda on what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
Sadly, it tarnishes and it kind of stains the field of therapy. And it affects the people that are within these, sessions. So,
yeah.
And it's sad because, yes, like I said, I do think there are genuinely doctors out there or therapists that really want to help people. And it's sad because there are those that they use their platform because of their money and what they want to do.
I would agree with you 100% on that. So...
That's why I don't do therapy. I'm my own therapist.
This is your therapy.
In a way, it is kind of therapy. You get to kind of release a little bit of your ideas and the pressures of it all.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I feel like my therapist and my therapy is myself. Yeah. I understand myself. I know what it is that causes me to feel a certain way.
Yeah, because if it makes you feel angry or depressed or whatever, you just say, I just won't do it no more. I'll stay away from that.
Exactly. I don't believe that there's this, I don't know why I feel this way. You do know why you feel this way. You don't want to deal with why you feel that way about a certain thing. That's different.
You want to hide it with medication.
You want to hide it with medication.
Alcohol,
you want to hide it with
drugs.
Whatever. You want to hide it with going to a therapist or whatever. Ultimately, we do understand ourselves. Nobody is going to understand us better than we understand ourselves. There's no way that this person that does not read my mind, that is not in my body, knows better than me what I'm going through.
Yeah.
There's no way.
None.
You're just denying it. You're just shoving it away, pushing it to the side, and trying to hear something that maybe makes you feel good on the end of the therapist who doesn't care. But then there is the therapist that says, look, come on, let's be realistic. This and this happened to you. That affected you, right? It 100% did. And that's it. The best therapy is, if I'm going to be honest, the best therapy, if you believe in a higher being, the best therapy is that communication with the higher being. Following that is your family, is the people that love you, the people that are around you that actually care for your well-being. That's the second line of defense. And that's all you need. You don't need to pay somebody that does not know you $100, $200, $300 an hour to tell you or ask you questions that you yourself understand 100%. And I mean, again, that's coming from somebody like myself that does not believe in that. But if you feel like that works for you, sure.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. That's all you can do, buddy.
Next video?
Next video, my guy.
Man, what do we have? Let me see here.
What do we got here? What's going on? We're checking. We're both checking.
Let me see. Let me see. Oh, this one. I think it's this one, and then there's one more.
Okay.
When a man does not feel appreciated in the area of his presence, he becomes a version of a man that he can give you and still survive. And I promise you, you will not like that version. That version of him is silent, frustrated, sharp with his words, non-communicative, because he has to become something that he can survive.
A little bit therapeutical there.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true. That's 100% true as a man. When there's a kind of certain energy between you, and this would apply for somebody that has, you know, a significant other or a spouse or whatever you may have.
Yeah.
That is kind of how you feel. And at that point, you do become that person. That person that, you know, kind of holds back. And he has to push away, because if he stays within the same realm of what he's going through, it's kind of like a self-destruct.
Right.
He's not going to be okay. He's already not okay. And if he keeps going along with being in a presence where he's not respected, where he's not appreciated,
he becomes a darker version of himself.
then he'll become that darker version of himself, so that like he said, so that you can survive. Because if you don't, ultimately, if you just stick to being the same person you are that isn't appreciated, you kill yourself. That's it. And I'm not talking. Well, and in some cases, it does become actually literal.
But yeah, I mean,
But
you kill yourself emotionally, in a way. You know, sometimes physically. You know, you cut yourself. You know, because in your head you're thinking, oh, that's how I can release some pressure, or, you know, whatever. I'm just gonna hurt myself. You know, then you hurt yourself emotionally, mentally, and you just become this almost shell of what you used to be.
Exactly.
You know, you're just in your head. You feel like you're alone, because there's no one there. Nobody's there wants to help you. So you feel like, well, I'm just gonna stay to myself and create this shell and this barrier, so no one could get to me.
Exactly.
Because nobody wants to help me. So I'm gonna attempt to help myself by, you know, making myself stay in here.
Yeah.
You know, well, you know, I'm not gonna talk to nobody because nobody wants to talk to me. I'm not gonna help no one because no one wants to help me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just stay to myself. I'm gonna stay quiet, do my thing, my own thing, and if I happen to get lost in the way, then I'll get lost in the way.
Yeah.
And I'll find that light on my own. And if nobody wants to help me, well, I'll do it myself, since that's what, you know, what's been going on anyway. You know.
And listen, this is really what this man says is kind of a it's kind of an enlightenment and an awakening to women, because I know that people and this will be more leaning towards like the feminist side, right? Like feminists think that men have it super easy. Men have the most wonderful life in the world, and there's nothing that trumps the life of a man. That's what the feminists think. They think that they're being held back, and being a man is a privilege, and there's no better privilege than being a man. Let me tell you the story.
You passed that real quick, buddy?
I got you. Let me tell you the story real quick about.
Tell me this story.
So, this was told by a certain woman, and she was relating how her friend, and you know, she was engaged in some kind of study, some kind of research, and all that good jazz. And so what she did was she went ahead and changed her appearance as of that of a man. Now, not transgenderism. It wasn't like she tried to like grow a dick or nothing like that. She basically dressed, had the appearance of a man.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And she got basically a job within the realm that most men pick, and she started living her life like a dude. And because nobody knew that she was a woman, she was literally walking around the face of the earth as if she was a man. Yeah. Then she was getting treated like a man. Everything in her life, she was being treated like a man. Work, outside of work, personal life, everything, right? She was being treated like a man. And this was to try to prove a point, right?
Yeah, like a social experiment.
A social experiment. Within a year, she committed suicide. Within the year of the experiment of being a man, being in the shoes of a man,
committed suicide.
She committed suicide.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about then. Okay, but no, I mean that's horrible.
It is, but
that goes back to, you know, like you said, how women and are like, oh, it's so easy to be a man and it's so easy, you know, they got easy. We don't. Our lives are hard. Any man, no matter the situation, you could be richest man ever, you can be the poorest man ever. It's going to be hard because, you know, women expect you to pay for everything, or most women. I'm not gonna say all of them. Most of them say that they expect you to pay for everything. They expect you to work and this and that. It's hard, you know. There a lot of pressures of being a man, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You know.
Yeah.
You get it, Sal? You get.
No, yeah, I'm agree.
But it's true though. You know, it's like, oh, it's so easy to be a man. I wish I was a man. You don't want to be us.
You don't.
You really don't. Think about it, you know. Here's how I see it too. It's like, you know, if you're a woman, any guy would have sex with any kind of woman. A woman would have sex with someone. A girl won't always have sex with a guy. You know what I mean? Not every guy is going to get laid, but every woman would get laid by somebody.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So take that, right? So it's like, think about that. There's a guy for every woman out there, but there's not a woman for every guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So out of a room of, I'd say 10 people, you know, a woman may, who knows, a woman may reject all of them, you know, and say, oh, no, none of y'all. Then that guy or those guys have to deal with the fact, well, what's wrong with me? All these questions start arising, right? What's wrong with me? What did I do? Do I look funny? Do I look weird? What did I do wrong for her not to like me? You know, a girl can go and say, hey, well, you know, you want to go home with me? And then the dude's like, oh, dude, heartbeat, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Coochie.
But you ask a girl that, and they're gonna say no probably instantly, you know, or they'll come up with an excuse. So that's just.
And the feminist side doesn't believe that. Like they wanna play stupid with that. They wanna be like, no, that's not true. A guy doesn't have to put any effort to try to get a girl. 100% he does.
Yeah, we do.
100%.
You got to put in so much. I'm telling you, it goes back to any woman can come up to a guy and say, "Hey, well, I don't mean you go around back and, you know, we can do a little something. Oh, dude, let's go.
Some sucky.
Let's go right away." But if a dude goes up to a woman that cops are involved, friends are involved, oh, he's being a perv, he's doing this, he's doing that.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So it's like, no, it's not. It's not the same. It's really not. We don't have it that easy, you know. The only thing easy about us is we can stand up and take a piss, you know.
That's a good benefit right there.
But as far as everything else, you know, we're always the most emotionally damaged, just because everything that goes on.
Yeah.
You know, we're always like probably the most physically tired because of what men do for work or just in general, you know. So what are you doing, Sal?
Same thing you were doing a little while ago. But I still process, you know, I'm still processing what you say, and the reality of it is exactly what we're talking about. That it's not as easy as women think to be a dude. Like there's so much at stake. And there's so much that's involved, right? Like and the first gentleman we saw in the video, Andrew Tate, said this. He's like, a real man, when shit goes down, like if we're in this room right now, and then let's say in our third, like our guest was a woman.
Yeah.
And shit went down in here. She's not expected to do shit. We as the dudes, we're expected to get up and be like, yo, we're expected to calm the situation down. We're expected to fight to protect this person, this woman.
I'll do it in a heartbeat, dude.
And I'll gladly do it in a heartbeat as well.
I have fun doing
it. I tell my wife. I tell my wife, when we go to bed, you go to sleep. You go to the bed. And you lay down. When you're cozy. I go to every door. And I make sure that the doors are locked. Front door's locked. Garage door's locked. Back door's locked. That doesn't mean it's over.
Yeah.
Why? Because that means, okay, I checked and I secured. But the minute that somebody or some people decide that they're going to break through a window or whatever, or they're going to knock the door down and come in here and try to rob the joint or try to do some harm, I got to step up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you as a woman, because you're going to be scared as shit.
Yeah.
And I know my wife. She's going to be scared as shit. Like, she would literally probably shit her pants. Like, while all this is happening. And I don't have the ability to do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I do that, shit's over. I have to immediately grind my gears on my brain into protective mode. It is my job as your man to protect you.
100%.
And if I fail in the attempt, meaning I lose my life protecting you, I still did my job.
That should be every man's mentality with the relationship.
Because where I fail, the only part where I fail is where I leave you there and I jet outside and I take care of my own well-being before yourself. But if I stood my ground and I fought and I died in the process, I still did my job.
Yeah.
Because my job is to protect you in the home.
100%.
So
you would think that should be every man's mentality, but then you get these guys who are these pronoun guys, and they're like, nah, we're good. Good.
You know what? I think we talked about this in a previous podcast. I have friends that are gay. Shout out to Will. His name is Will. Not that Will.
I know, not that Will. I know that.
But shout out to Will, man, because he's like to be honest, he's one of the realest dudes when it comes to the whole gay thing. Like he's been pretty honest with me about stuff where he says like these dudes that are like these rainbow colored fairies.
He's one of them, huh?
He's one of them. He's like those rainbow colored fairies. He's like they're doing too much.
We need to have him on.
I'd love to have him on. I think he'll do it.
I would love that to see that perspective of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, all these dudes are doing all the most, and then the actual real gay guys are like, "What are you doing? Don't do that.
Exactly.
Don't do that."
Like the gay dudes that are like real gay, like they're like
true. That's
and he himself is one of those dudes that he'll tell you he's like, yeah, these dudes are doing too much.
Yeah, don't do that.
And when they're doing too much, they're not really gay.
Yeah, they just
like
want to fit in.
They're fitting in. They're trying to play a certain thing.
They're scared to be different.
Yeah.
So they want to be the same with the other kids. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Well, everyone else is like, "What are you doing, dude? Don't do that. You're making us look bad."
So he's one of those dudes, man. Like I've appreciated him since I met him, and it was one of those like kind of weird, funny encounters, because he joined in a game chat and like a game, actual gameplay, and he was just so down to earth, and everybody was like listening to like the way he was talking. Everybody's like, I don't know, this guy seems a little different. And yeah, sure enough, come to find out, he's gay, but he's not like those kind of like these fairy dust like dudes.
Yeah, like this super exuberant, like super over the top.
Yeah, like he's just like he's
super flamboyant.
Yeah, like he's a dude, and I mean the way that he talks, like you could tell, like okay, like a little bit on.
But he's one of those that's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but he's like, you're tripping balls.
You're tripping, dog.
Last video.
It's
a funny one.
Let's get it, man.
It's a funny one. Okay, just FYI, heads up for those of you people who are sensitive. This one's gonna grind your gears if you're not ready. No, not that one. I think it was this one.
I got some big news today, but my mom is dead. So can you guys just pretend to be my mom for a minute? Okay, so guess what?
I know that was quick, guys. Look, let me play it again. Let me see.
I got some big news today, but my mom is dead. So can you guys just pretend to be my mom for a minute? Okay, so guess what?
The only thing I gotta say to that is, what is wrong with people's children?
Oh my god!
What is wrong with people's children?
That dude's wrong for that, man. He's really wrong for it, but it was kind of funny, man. You gotta admit,
if you have dark humor, it's funny.
And I'm a very dark, humorous person.
I know you are.
I love the dark humor. And I'll make dark humor on my own too. Like I'll make fun of my own like tribulations. Like I'll just laugh about it.
You're laughing right now.
But you gotta admit,
what?
He was spot on.
I mean, in a way, he was.
He was spot on.
I mean, who knows?
Look, and for those of y'all who have lost parents, man, like I'm sorry. And I'm not laughing because you lost your parents, but that guy was spot on, man. That guy was spot on. Great comedian.
Is he a comedian?
No.
Oh.
But, it's comedy. It's fun.
I guess.
Yeah. But it was good to end it on that note with something funny.
Yeah.
Again, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, buddy.
1 year to our podcast, which is, I feel like this one was great.
This was great.
It was fun.
I always like it when it's just us two.
We get to toy around and do stuff. But when we have like another person here, it's good to kind of
it's always fun with them too.
Different vibe. I can't wait to get said guest here too. Well, a couple of said guests, which is a Lucky, and then what's his name? Joe. I'd love to have Joe on here, for sure.
Yeah.
And then also what's his name?
who you talking about.
Conspiracy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
That guy.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He knows who he is.
So, tell him. Real soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna try.
I don't even mind. Like, okay, so this upcoming week is no good. But even I'm down to still, like, we can, like, when we feel it, right? Let's do it. So even after the following week, let's if the opportunity arises, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah. He's a busy man. We'll see.
Let's keep it going.
Oh, we're keeping it going.
100%.
One way or another, we're keeping it going. Let's end it on some tipping of the glasses, Sal.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's been fun. Enjoy. And thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And y'all have a good one.